Hello, everybody. Welcome to Khaliis Take. If it's your first time, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But let's just go ahead and jump right in. I've talked about this topic before about Kawhi Leonard. Reading Sports Illustrated, yesterday and a couple other sites that I was looking at as well to get confirmation. It just seems like Kawhi Leonard really isn't happy with everything that's going down with the Clippers. And, the harsh truth that he's really, speaking on the Clippers is that he's pretty much, over and done with the not playing back-to-backs and the minutes restriction and all those type of things. Now, we know Kawhi Leonard has been a load management guy, since he's been in the league because, Greg Popovich pretty much taught him to be that way on the San Antonio Spurs. The head coach for the Spurs, initiated for him to be that way so you can go all out in the postseason and win championships. And Kawhi stuck with that regimen his whole time in the league, and really it served him well, better than any other player in the league, because any other player in the league who ever thought about load managing as much as Kawhi Leonard has due to injury, not just due to the fact he wants to sit out games. But if anybody else load managed the way Kawhi Leonard have, I don't think they would have multiple championships. I just don't think nobody in the league is that good. I mean, his game is really, people really don't understand how great his game is. For him to load manage as much as he has throughout his career, he has multiple championships, and a lot of players haven't load managed one time and don't have any. And it just shows you how top of the line his game is when he's at his best. He's the most winningest player of all time. I mean, only person that was above him a few years ago was Magic Johnson. I think he was at a .784, and I think Kawhi ended up being at a .785 at the time. Winning percentage when he's on the floor, he makes that much of an effect on a game and just the outcome of a team's future. So there's no doubt that who he is and how great he is and what he can do. But with the Clippers, I said this before. You got to be careful with situations like this. You don't want to anger a superstar, make a superstar feel like, what they're saying is not important. And, as far as the Clippers, you got to be wary because, Kawhi Leonard is the superstar of the team. And when the superstar isn't happy, things aren't going to go well. It just never usually does. I mean, however it ends, it just usually doesn't end well. And as I said before, I said in the beginning of the season, they do what they got to do, low manage Kawhi and stuff like that to get them through the season. But at the same time, when I look at the situation, I feel like they're just, they're doing the right thing, but in all essence, in totality, they're not doing the right thing. Because when you look at it, I understand the ACL is a serious injury, but Kawhi wants to play. And you know something? This is the most I've seen Kawhi have the mentality of wanting to play in a while. And the mentality that he has is to go out there and fight through it and be the player we all know him to be. And, in Sports Illustrated, he talks specifically, and he says that, just the back-to-backs, non-playing back-to-backs, not able to do that, the 20-something minutes restriction. He said at some point you just want to, go out there and play basketball. He said, he's doing what he got to do, and that's what's best for the team and best for the situation. And he said, I guess that's what's best for the situation, basically. And he just really wasn't happy with it, And like I said, you can read Sports Illustrated yourself and check it out, in regards to Kawhi's comments. But, it's really, genuine coming from Kawhi in regards to what he's saying, because he's doing what they're asking him to do, and he's being as precautious as they want him to be, but at the same time it's affecting his game, because really Kawhi Leonard is a dominant type player, and really seeing him out there dominating is a lot better for the league than him sitting out games. And like I said, of course the notion the media is going to put out there is that Kawhi doesn't want to play and all these type things, because they can't really get a grasp on Kawhi, because Kawhi doesn't talk to the media. He freaking despises them, I believe, and they just paint all these bad things about Kawhi, and it's really, really harsh to me, and then you got a lot of these guys or people on YouTube painting these bad things about Kawhi, and I understand, Kawhi does deserve some criticism. Every player deserves some criticism based upon, their career and stuff like that, but I think this time more so than not, Kawhi has more of a point in this situation, because, if he wants to be out there playing and they're really holding him back, We know why they're doing it, but as I said before, you're not going to build chemistry that way. And if you're not building chemistry, if Kawhi plays a game, out a game, plays a game, out a game, how are the Clippers really going to get to this championship level? I mean, I just heard a recent interview with Zubac, something I watched on YouTube. Actually, last night I watched it, and he was speaking on how they need chemistry and things like that, and how they got to get healthy enough to get the chemistry enough to win that chip. And Zubac is exactly right. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else is right as well who thinks the same thing. I understand the back-to-backs is something you're not trying to do right now and all those type things, but you got to find a way to get Kawhi out there and let him play, because if he's not playing, it doesn't matter if he sits out back-to-backs here and there. He's not going to have no rhythm. And with no rhythm, he's not going to be the Kawhi Leonard everybody expects him to be. And then he's going to get blamed for a lot of things that's really not his fault, because the Clippers are making a bad decision. Listen, it's been 15, 16 months. He's cleared to play. He's cleared to be out there. He's doing 5-on-5. He's playing in real games. You gotta let him go out there and play. If you're gonna put him on a minutes restriction, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it really needs to be one or the other at this point. It really can't be a minutes restriction and not being able to play back-to-back games. Now, if Kawhi Leonard chooses to sit out, back-to-back games just to, for his own recognizance and his own health, that's fine. But I don't feel like the Clippers should be making that determination, for him, especially listening to Kawhi Leonard and how he feels about the situation. Because like I said, if the superstar is not happy, you're not going to have a happy camp, and it's not going to go well. And as I said before, people have to realize when superstars not healthy, it can turn an organization upside down, and it can turn upside down internally where nobody might not even know it. And then this off season, Kawhi hypothetically gets mad at the Clippers and walk, because he can walk from his 2-year option on his contract. Now you're stuck in the mud. So this is what I'm saying, I'm just going to say this, you got to be wary of the situation if you're the Clippers. And like I said, being precautious is good, but being overly precautious is not going to be good for your future. If this team has to win a championship this year, you got to have everybody on the floor, PG included. PG has missed some games, and, PG is going to have to, really, as I said before, they're going to have to find a way to get rhythm again. Him and Kawhi, it seems like they haven't been playing as much together so they can gain that rhythm and continuity that they need. So, that's going to have to, develop as well once again with them two. And, some of the new pieces they got to develop with those guys. And then now, like I said, just a week ago, you were hearing something about John Wall being unhappy with his minutes and things like that. So, I mean, this situation can turn really ugly if they don't find a way to get it on track. And as I said before, it's hard to get excited for Clipper games and stuff like that when you don't know whether Kawhi is out there or not. And then, PG is hit or miss at times. And, John Wall's on a minutes restriction and he can't play back-to-backs. It's really hard to get excited for this team. It's really hard to get up for this team. And like I said, until they string together some games, I'd say 7 to 10 games at least, back-to-back, it's going to be really hard to really see the potential of this team. You're just always going to have a trajectory in your mind rather than, a layout of what you see on TV, of what you see, what I'm saying? Because it's not, happening right now. And I know Kawhi definitely wants to be off the minutes restriction, and he definitely expressed that in Sports Illustrated. So I hope the Clippers are listening, and I hopefully, Kawhi stays healthy and, gets better with time, and hopefully he can get up off that soon, because if he doesn't, I just don't know how things are going to go. But hopefully all will go well, but we'll have to see what happens going forward and see how the fun guy reacts to it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.